In this video, we will explain how to generate a Pay by link to send to your customers to request payments. Pay by link transactions are efficiently handled on a merchant ID with 3DS capability. If you intend to use this feature, please confirm its activation on your account. If you have any doubts, you can reach us at client.services@paymentplus.ie. Let's begin by logging into the online portal. Go to the Virtual Terminal tab. Scroll to the transaction details. In this section, you'll find 10 fields. The first field, Transaction Process, is a drop-down. To generate a Pay by link, change the drop-down to Generate a Pay button. The next field, Merchant Account, lets you switch between your merchant IDs if you have multiple accounts. The third field, Transaction Action, is where we can switch between sale, pre-authorization and verify. For this exercise, we will leave it on its default, sale. Next is the merchant's country field. This should be automatically set to your country. If not, select your country of operation from the drop-down. The fifth field, currency, is where you select the currency the transaction should use. The default currency associated with your merchant ID will be pre-selected. The next field, amount, is where you should input the transaction amount. Type the number without the currency symbol. Next is the capture or settle field. This field is where you can set up scheduling for when the transaction should be attempted. You have the option to either process the transaction immediately or schedule it for up to 30 days in the future. Alternatively, you can select to trigger it manually later. The last required field is payment type. It has 4 options. One-off means the transaction will go through once. One-off card on file means the transaction will also only go through once, but that you have the customer's card on file. Initial recurring refers to the initial transaction in a recurring payment. Upon completion of this transaction type, you will be given the option to set up a recurring transaction agreement. We have an entire video dedicated to recurring transactions where we go into more detail. The final option, initial installment, is the same. This is only used to make it easier for you to differentiate in your records. The second last field in this transaction details section is the unique reference field. This is optional. You can type a unique reference for your own convenience. Often this is an invoice reference number or something similar. Lastly, the order description field. This is also optional and can be used to put in details of the order, such as items, discounts, or any other details you want attached to the transaction. Scroll down to the next section called Pay Button Details. The first field is mandatory. It is the text you want to be displayed on the generated button. By default, it is Pay Now and can be changed to whatever you like. The second field is also mandatory. It is the redirect URL on success. This is what the customer will see when the transaction is successful. The third field is optional. It is there to provide a page the customer sees if the transaction is unsuccessful. If this is left blank, the above success redirect will be used and may cause confusion for the customer. We offer standard URLs for both the success and failure options, which are paymentplus.ie/payment-authorized and paymentplus.ie/payment-declined. It is recommended to have your website designer create custom URLs. These personalized URLs are what customers will see if their payment is accepted or declined. Custom amount is a drop-down to allow you to choose between a fixed payment amount or allowing a customer to change the payment amount. Customer address can be set to required or not required. If you are doing AVS checking and don't enter the customer's address in the next section, you should leave this as required. Expiry date is where you can set when the link should no longer be active. You can also set it to never expire. Scroll down to customer details. This is where you enter the customer information. Most of it is optional, unless you are checking AVS, or not having the customer fill in their address as part of the Pay by link. See our AVS CV2 tutorial for more information on this. The customer's address field is what is checked against the acquiring bank's information for this check. The customer's postcode is what is used for the postcode portion of the AVS check. The remaining 5 sections are all usually optional. Delivery details are where the customer's delivery address information is entered. Purchase details is where you can enter tax information, discounts, and purchased item descriptions. This section is required by American Express cards. Notification details is where you can override your default email inbox with addresses specific to this transaction. Custom details is used to add any custom fields you want to track more details on this transaction. Finally, click on Generate a Pay button at the bottom of the page to generate your link. This will open a new page. Do not navigate away from this page before copying your desired links, as you will not be able to get this data again without generating a new Pay by link. There are 4 sub-tabs here under the title. Style shows a HTML link you can copy into an email or onto your website. The code is in the source field. Below this in the preview field is how the button should look. You can click on Copy to Clipboard to copy this code to your clipboard. You can then paste it into an empty notepad, document or similar. Below this is a section called Email Link where you can have the gateway directly email the link to specified email addresses. Unstyled is very similar to styled but is a simple hyperlink rather than a button. The fields are the same, and you can see the preview. Link only is similar again but has the whole link rather than a hyperlink. This can be copied and pasted into an email or any other messaging platform and sent to your customer. You can also paste this directly into a browser window to see what the customer would see. QR code shows the QR code generated. This is a little different as the gateway cannot send emails of it directly, nor can you copy it to your clipboard. Instead, you can download it as an image where you can embed it in an email or web page, send it as an attachment or print it out. This code can be scanned by your customers, and they will be directed to a payment page. For additional support during the setup, please reach out via email at online.support@paymentplusgateway.com. Thank you for watching.